In a lofty, dusty attic room in Oxford lives an aging but forgotten professor and scholar. Nicknamed by his peers and students Professor Brain for his groundbreaking work on the human brain, the professor once upon a time was the darling of Oxford. But due to an unfortunate incident many years ago, with an experiment that went badly wrong, Professor Brain was forced into early retirement, hounded out of his beloved Oxford, with the order never to return. The incident that caused such a scandal seems patchy, and most of the evidence that was either there mysteriously disappeared from the record books, never to be spoken of again. We only have one clue that caused such a scandal. It was some words that were scrawled on a college dormitory wall near to the time of the professor's banishing, that read, "The professor's got my brain." However, Professor Brain could not keep away from his beloved Oxford. It would be like taking candy from a baby, or having a cup of tea without a cup and saucer. Professor Brain smuggled himself back into Oxford with the help of his friend Igor, and set up a secret lab in an attic room that we can see him in now. Professor Brain is on the verge of his greatest achievement, which, if successful, will change the world as we know it. The professor has developed a way to create a synthetic brain. He took a piece of his own brain in a delicate 10-hour operation he performed by himself while fully conscious. He then took the DNA and made a genetic synthesized copy of a brain sample and soaked it in a solution of carbon and cold tea. Then kick-started it into life with a growth hormone. The professor discovered that for the brain to thrive, it needed a daily dose of human knowledge. Professor Brain created a device that would gather brainwaves of knowledge from all boffins in Oxford. He did this by creating a device that would piggyback the mobile network. While students, professors, lecturers and all those with a high IQ were chatting, texting, tweeting on their cell phones, smartphones, iPhones and all manner of mobile communication systems, the professor would use his device to borrow knowledge without them knowing it. His brain baby would feast on the accumulated knowledge gathered and so become stronger and wiser by the minute. Professor Brain's reason for developing his super brain of knowledge was one, to get back at Oxford for excluding him, but also he wanted it to bring world peace, love, knowledge and understanding, and an answer for the whole world's problems. But things did not go the way the professor had planned. The more knowledge the brain had, the more it wanted. It became a greedy brain, draining the human brain, turning it to jelly. The professor tried to reason with the brain, but it would have nothing to do with it. The professor tried to dismantle his brainwave device, but it was no use. By this time the super brain was becoming self-aware and self-sufficient. It turned on its creator.
No! 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 Igor! Help me, Igor!
The brain had taken the IQ out of Oxford. Where would it go next?